Jennifer Capriati has had 2 careers at the majors. The first one started in 1990 when she was able to get through to the semifinals of the first major she ever played in Roland Garros. And then the next year at Wimbledon put out the defending champion, 9-time winner Martina Navratilova, and then again at the U.S. Open through to the semifinals, a night match there. And then it was a long drought until Capriati last year defeated Ai Sugiyama in the quarterfinals to once again find herself in the Final Four.
And it's such a great story, Pam. The smile was back last year. She ran into problems after that, being America's sweetheart at 14, but really turned her life around, got in shape, decided that tennis is what she loves to do, and is really giving it her all to be back in the top 10.
Well, she's had trouble winning these matches, semifinals. She's gotten through to this round a handful of times, but never been able to win in the semis. She's going for her 5th chance, and certainly she's playing her best tennis in any of the previous 4. People are fortunate who have a seat in this stadium today in the shade. It is brutal out there.
Great anticipation from Capriati, meeting that return early. It was a good first serve, almost 100 miles an hour. And you can just tell by Capriati's demeanor on the court right now, Pam, she wants this match. She's hungry. She's jumping in between first and second serves. A lot of intensity. Maybe a little too much on that backhand.
15 seconds.
A lot of pressure for the Capriati family. That's Stefano, the dad, looking down on that baseline where Jennifer stands. Stefano's kid, Jennifer Capriati, has jumped out to a 4-1 lead in the first set of our first women's semifinal. Coming up next is Hingis versus Venus Williams. Pam Shriver, Mary Jo Fernandez. We've been treated to some of the best major tennis play in many years this week. So many storylines, Mary Jo.
It's been terrific. I mean, women's tennis is as hot as ever. You got great personalities on and off the court, and they're just producing great tennis.
First set.
Capriati not holding back, really jumping on that second serve, going for it. I think that's the right play. She has to stay aggressive against Davenport.
She would have loved to have had a 2-break lead and serve for the first set at 5-1. Back to deuce.
That big first serve from Davenport. You see Robert Van Hoff, Lindsay's coach since 1996, who's made a huge difference in the Davenport game. It's really given her this belief that she can be #1 in the world and win the majors.
She's up 4-2 in the semifinals. The first semifinal played today in Melbourne, live tonight on ESPN2. Andre Agassi will play Patrick Rafter. That's 3 a.m. Eastern, just when you're getting up, and 12 a.m. out west. And it'll be replayed, if you can't handle those times, off tape at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But come on, stay up. They do it in Australia all the time. This is what they're used to, so guts it out.
Maybe a little momentum shift here for Davenport. That last forehand on the run to give her that game should have given her a good boost. She cannot understand why she is not making those returns. She's reading the serve. She knows where it's going, but just not executing.
Well, you know, in practice, of course, Robert Van Hoff serves a ton down, so I'm sure it's not for the lack of repetition.
Van Hoff definitely serves a lot of serves to Davenport, and she's gotten a lot of practice in doubles as well. Very consistent in the Grand Slams, Lindsay Davenport.
Especially recently. Had trouble early breaking through. Lindsay Davenport once again with a couple of break points. She had 4 on the Capriati serve in the third game. Needs to get a break back to get back on serve. I think it's totally mental at this point.
Oh, it's a mental block for sure. 0 for 5. It's very unlike Davenport.
Players just pausing because there's a child just crying, and no wonder. It's 93 degrees.
What a gutsy play by Capriati. More frustration and aggravation from Davenport, though. I think she's torn because she wants to go for it, but she's missing. Then she decides just to get it back in the court, and Jennifer takes control of the point.
And this hasn't been a problem just today for Davenport. It's been all tournament long, converting break points way off where she usually is. And now misses that one, and for about the third or fourth time in this game, lets her racket go.
But that kind of attitude just sends a message to Capriati that she's so negative, and it's just going to lift the spirits of Capriati. You sometimes have to fake it and pretend like it's okay out there.
There's a lot of bluff on the tennis court, I can tell you that much.
And I remember Graf used to go through streaks where her forehand was off, but you could never tell by her attitude.
Deuce.
Capriati ready to play. Davenport taking her time.
She had to towel off again.
Advantage Capriati.
Second chance for Capriati to hold. Jennifer Capriati once again fights off a whole handful of break points. She's up 5-2 in the first set. Programs, anyone?
Australian Open official program, sir. I know you're interested. Come on.
Capriati 1 game away from winning this first set against Lindsay Davenport. The Emmy Award-winning Outside the Lines returns on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Bob Lee examines the new XFL. Will it be excess or success? Don't miss Outside the Lines Friday on ESPN. For more, log on to ESPN.com. I think they should at least allow you one fair catch a game.
That sounds fair to me.
Davenport serving to stay in the first set.
Love 15.
Such a big match for both players. Davenport, having lost her 2 previous Grand Slam finals, really trying to win another major, and Capriati trying to get through to the first final in her career. It'd be such a huge accomplishment after having gone through so much.
Lindsay didn't see that a ball kid behind her was still struggling to get back in position. A year ago, when Davenport beat Hingis here in the finals, she became a perfect 4-0 in the majors. I'm including the Olympic gold in '96. She'd actually never lost a set. And since then, the tarnish is sort of a little worn. 96 mile an hour on the Porsche radar gun. Lost early at the French. Lost to Venus Williams in the finals of both Wimbledon and the U.S. Open. And had some of that negative attitude, actually, especially at the U.S. Open.
Well, Davenport played her best tennis in the beginning of the year, including this tournament. She went on to have a 21-match winning streak until she lost the finals of Ericsson to Martina Hingis.
Lindsay doesn't like that call, but it's not going to be changed.
Laura Ceccarelli, the chair umpire, not going to overrule this call.
She's hit a lot of forehand winners in this tournament coming into this match. 51. That one looking like it maybe just nicked the side of the line. 30 all. 2 points away from the first set is Jennifer Capriati. Well,
Capriati doesn't like that call.
47.
Linesmen being tested all over this court. Rebound ace courts bring up a pretty clear mark, but umpires do not use the marks on any surface except clay.
Game Davenport.
Davenport holds on to serve. Capriati now will serve for the first set.
Capriati leads 5 games to 3.
Capriati won the first time these two played, and since then, Capriati's only managed to win 1 set. They've played 6 times before.
Both these women hit the ball so big, so heavy.
Love 15.
See, Capriati, because of those long service games where Davenport held all the break points, served to many more points.
51.
Davenport has gotten to 15-40 a couple of times on Capriati's serve. Now 15-30. Well, to Davenport's credit, after she missed that one, she was not negative.
am just so surprised, Pam. She's played enough matches coming into the semifinal.
40-30.
Been through to the finals before. She has the experience. I just can't believe it's become such a mental block for her.
Capriati with the first set, 6-3 in 37 minutes. She's one set away from her first ever major final. Jennifer Capriati had a tough opening round here against Henrietta Nagyova. She was able to dig her way out of that match, 4-6, 6-2, 7-5, and at the end of that match, she was very pumped up, and it was maybe a sign of things to come, because the rest of the way at the Australian Open, she's played her best tennis in the majors since 1991. Round of 16 was down 1-5 in the first set to little-known Marta Marrero before losing only one more game the rest of the way, and she had a huge temper tantrum in that first set on a call that she felt was terrible. And then in the quarterfinals, what a clash against Monica Seles, who won this championship 4 times. And from a set and 4-2 down again, she went on a dangerous tear, losing only a couple of games the rest of the way. And she's carried over that form in this semifinal.
Well, after that first round match where she beat Nagyova, things really turned around. And I remember after that first round, she told her father, listen, you got to get me pumped up. You know, I'm hungry here. I want to do well. And she has played great tennis throughout.